A dragon marriage is a union between two souls who are here on a very specific earth-based mission. Earth-based as in direct connection to Gaia and to the protection and resurrection of her greening. A commitment to the reversal of the process of industrialization and building over her body. Through their love for each other, they are taken to new states of awareness and action. They receive the strength that is needed to see personal projects into full fruition without becoming jaded or eroded by the general consensus reality and current programming of the planet. Each soul in a dragon marriage has a key part to play, both individually and together, as a combined force for the resurrection and embalming of Gaia's emerald soul. By the time they have completed their earth walk, a clear shift will have taken place in the way the landscape both looks and is understood on a wider collective level. Dragon souls coming into union at this time are bridging to one another in what can feel like a very challenging and difficult process. Each soul is unconsciously reflecting back the other soul's core wounds: fear of rejection, not being enough, not being ready, fear about what others may think, and a general overcomplicating of how the relationship can come into fruition. For many dragon partnerships, the souls chose to incarnate in different parts of the planet, in different environments or cultures, and yet it's as if they have known each other their whole lives. They share a tacit understanding beyond words, a sense of being on the same page, processing life through a similar yet different lens. There is deep commonality and tremendous opportunity to learn from the contrast of each other's lived experience as they receive the echoes of ancient wisdom that are imprinted in their words. The perspectives that they offer each other resonate and awaken a deeper understanding of life and the richness of combining different experiences to find a path through the seemingly unresolvable conflicts and clashes that are playing out in the world today. Hope for new ways of peacefully coexisting become tangible. Words unlock solutions like arrows fired from a bow with precision and power. Contact between the souls will have been unusual at the beginning. Beginning in this case could be months or even years. A year being a likely time span for the bridging to complete. When the souls first meet, be it in real life, online, in dreams or meditation, one soul, who we shall call the dominant feminine soul, is immediately aware of the connection. This soul is operating almost entirely from their intuition. They can be male or female bodied. Their logical brain is secondary, and their body will feel overloaded with information and sensation, alerting them to the fact that a huge, life-changing meeting has taken place, although they may not perceive it in this way at first. Whilst they may not understand the role of this person in their life, they will know that they have never felt a greater alignment or vibrational pull towards someone on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. In fact, it can be so strong that they feel it must be incredibly obvious, as if a cacophony of rainbow light has exploded out of their body. This is because the Antakarana, or rainbow bridge, between their soul and oversoul consciousness has had a very sudden and unexpected Kundalini awakening. This can push the so-called feminine soul, the one operating from their intuition, into hiding, into covering their feelings by reducing their engagement with the other soul so that they can remain protected and hidden as they try to process or understand the destabilizing chemical response that is coming from within. Dragon souls are often used to feeling sovereign in social situations. They are able to read the energy of the room, sense who they want to speak to, and who isn't in alignment with their current mood or frequency. They choose to be the life and soul of the party, or to be more withdrawn and quiet, and let the environment unfold around them, rather than partaking in a dominant way. When the dragon souls meet, this control is shaken. A hyper-awareness, at least for the dominant feminine or intuitive soul, pervades, as they feel the magnitude of the energy between them and sense the deeper keys and codes being shared in their limited exchange. Any conversation will reverberate and expand over the coming weeks and months, continuing to activate and awaken DNA. This is a very intense experience, and so the feminine soul will retract and withdraw inward in order to stabilize and balance out the immense expansion that is happening within. Each soul is essentially a tuning fork for the other, designed to trigger and unlock traumas and memories that are dormant or need another cycle of clearing. For some, this may activate remembrance of abuse or experiences that only now are able to come into their awareness. Because they didn't know they had happened, they weren't able to heal them, but through the presence and energetic connection to the other soul, a volcanic explosion has set alight the deepest and darkest recesses of their consciousness, so that it can be transmuted at seed level, a full crystalline DNA recalibration. These connections are not karmic in the sense that they create suffering or conflict for the other because of their unresolved trauma. Dragon marriages feel an incredible level of respect and protection for their counterpart, wanting them to soar and thrive. They see the most intricate parts of the other and recognize the qualities and wisdom they carry are to be shared with the world, that their consciousness or awareness is integral for the evolution of humanity back to the original coding of Gaia. Bridges between the ancient and the new. Any triggering that happens is benevolent and occurs simply through their existence, and is designed to liberate each soul into deeper embodiment of their divinity. The dominant feminine soul may have been guided to take vows of commitment to her dragon counterpart before even meeting them. They will likely have abstained from sex and intimacy for a length of time to prepare their body. This is an act of faith and devotion to spirit, their partner, and to Gaia. It also sets the energetic wheels in motion for the two souls to reunite on this plane. After the initial soul recognition and reunion, there will be a separation. Each soul serves as a catalyst for the other, no matter how brief or limited the interaction may have been. A process is now underway to come into greater alignment with themselves and each other. The dominant intuitive soul by this point has received very clear guidance and the blueprint for their connection. The dominant masculine soul may not be aware that the catalyst energy has anything to do with meeting the other soul, but they will be forced to address any aspects of their life that are not in complete soul alignment. This connect and disconnect on a physical level may happen several times before they are able to balance out the shared energy between them that will allow them to come into union. Huge shifts and changes may be required in their personal lives, the dissolving of relationships or shifting of relationship dynamics. As dragon souls, all changes will be made with great care and respect. They will be a deeply considered and honorable process as they allow the seasons of their life to change organically. In order to come together, one or both souls may need to relocate geographically. The dominant feminine or intuitive soul will know this, and part of their process requires them to release attachments, limitations, and fears around leaving their current location, to come into the gnosis that the new location is their soul's energetic match. In fact, it is their soul's energetic signature, and is likely a place that they have incarnated many times before, a homecoming. They will also have a wider purpose for being there that is beyond just the relationship. Whilst the souls may disconnect physically, energetically their connection will grow. Modern channels of communication, social media, texts and calls will be minimal or intermittent, with potentially weeks and months in between contact. Dragon souls are ancient and are being guided back to the organic technologies of our ancestors. Communication will be heart-based, prayers carried by birds, the elements, music and song. They will meet in their dreams and share updates on their journey, sometimes experiencing the other soul's fears, so that when they wake, they can make any adjustments that are needed to bring the connection into equilibrium. They may have prophetic or initiatory dreams that are unveiling their future and guiding them how to bridge together on the physical plane. They can astral project sacred offerings to each other, like flowers, spirit totems, or themselves. They can shapeshift into different forms and move their consciousness into animals or people to deliver messages for them. They will sense when the other wants to engage and can answer the call by traveling into their heart to meet and exchange dialogue, just like a phone call. A deeper embodiment of oneness consciousness occurs as they recognize that the spirit of the other is in everything. They are omnipresent and within each other. Each soul can choose to retract their energy and shut down this exchange when they want to. Any energy that is shared is rooted in love and acts as a gift to the other. Fear and trauma responses are for the most part transmuted privately rather than projected onto the other. One or both souls may speak to the other as a guide, asking them for advice or calling on them for protection when needed. During separation, each soul is called to focus on their own work. This includes their personal healing and alchemy, as well as their divine purpose. At the beginning, there may be one soul who is more established in their work. Their counterpart will recognize this and feel less than, which immediately blocks the connection. This soul is activated to come into deeper alignment and embodiment of their essence, which in turn dissolves any sense of being higher or lower than anyone, thus realigning them as a vibrational match. This growth will catalyze the other soul into the next spiral of their evolution, a continuous ping-pong of leveling up, which is actually an unraveling, a peeling away of old programs to come back to their original essence with accrued wisdom and trust in self to emanate their most authentic expression. Throughout their powerful and at times debilitating process, the silence and darkness create fertile conditions for loyalty, trust, and devotion to grow, the rainbow bridge to union. The dominant feminine or intuitive soul will be called to express her remembrance and devotion to her counterpart. Once shared, the next layer of alchemy can take place that gives the more logical or masculine soul permission to acknowledge and dive deeper into their intuition and feelings that they may have previously dismissed. The feminine soul, having completed their personal alchemy with this act, is ready to come into union. With steadfast patience and faith, they sing to the skylarks and ask for an invitation to cross the rainbow bridge.